Some have applied for accounting jobs, others for marketing jobs, some for sales jobs, and so on. But before we go further, I'd like to lay the foundation on what the company is about, where we are at the moment, and where we are looking at going. These opportunities are available to all, especially those who are willing to work hard. 2025, I tell you, promises to be a year that's going to be filled with a lot of opportunities for a lot of young people. The refinery is functional. The seaport is functional. The only project that is not functional and is big in Lagos now in that axis is the airport. And I think for obvious reasons, the airport is not functional because they had some crisis with the ancestral landowners. So, but all of that has been dealt with, and they are getting to the point where they are now beginning to see that construction is going to start. Indeed, from what I hear, construction is supposed to start this December. The place has been cleared, engineering drawings have been done, everything is ready. Just physical construction to start is where they are right now. And once they start, in the next 6 months, you begin to see things, coming up. That's the nature of construction. You begin to see, once brick and mortar starts coming in, getting involved, and it's going to just be exploding. A lot of young people don't plan before they take action. A lot of Nigerians have jackpot without proper planning, without taking cognizance of what and where they're going to, without looking at how am I going to survive? How am I going to be able to do this or do that? How am I going to get money to do this and do that? Now, what we have not done in Nigeria is that we have not looked inwards to see where the opportunities are for us to be able to make something out of perhaps nothing. So many. I believe that we've all been given this pamphlet. If you have it, you can just look at it. It's an introduction of EUC. EUC Homes, as you can see, is a real estate company. We are perhaps the foremost, one of the foremost real estate companies in Lagos. We have our own records. You can beat our chest to that. We have the largest consultant base amongst all the real estate companies in Lagos. In fact, indeed, in Nigeria, because Lagos, anything happens in Lagos is always the number one. Before you can find anywhere else where the person will tell you that I surpass the people in Lagos, you have to look very well. The Rivers, Port Harcourt is not doing as well as we're doing in Lagos. Abuja is not doing as well as we're doing. Kano is not doing as well as we're doing back now. The Lagos State, they're not doing as well as we're doing. But of course, obviously, everybody knows why Lagos is like that. In Lagos today, the population of Lagos is almost equal to the population of the whole of Canada. Almost equal to the whole of Canada. So, the opportunities are there. Whatever you sell in Lagos, to do it well, you're about to make money. So let's fast forward to real estate now. In EUC, we have well over 32 estates here in EUC. Well over 32 estates. In fact, if I'm to add the other estates from the other group, because EUC is a group of companies, we have 2 other real estate companies under EUC. They are sister companies. So we have Brightland and Hopeland. There are 2 estate companies, sister companies to EUC Homes. The number of estates that we have here is enough for anybody to say, I'm looking for X, I'm looking for Y, or I'm looking for Z. Now, most of our estates are concentrated in Ejuleki for obvious reasons. Ejuleki is where the governor, Governor Sanwo-Olu, we like to call a greater Lagos. That's what he always calls it. Anytime he's referring to Lekki and his environs, he calls it greater Lagos. Now, a lot of people may not be thinking about why is this man saying this place is greater Lagos. It's because of the opportunities that abound in the Lekki corridor. If we are new in Lagos, but just say you carefully watch what is happening within the next 1 year. Perhaps by this time next year, 2025, there are places that you will go to that you begin to wonder, last year when I came here, this thing was not here. And what I'm calling this thing is not a small, I'm talking about like a 3-story building already erected. This thing was not here last year when I came. But within 6 months, 8 months, you're seeing an edifice already started. That's the nature of how this place is. In Ibejulaki, where we have most of our offerings, when you go there, you see things that are happening there on a daily basis. First thing that will take your attention is the number of trucks that are moving back and forth in that area. It's a very busy neighborhood right now. For 3 reasons. One, the Dangote refinery trucks are coming in, the tankers coming to pick the petroleum products at the refinery and going out. About 1,000 of them on a daily basis. On a daily basis, we go there, it's a beehive of activity all over the place. And the refinery is still producing at 40%. It's not 100% yet, though. They're producing at 40%. They're not 100% at all. Their trucks are taking over the whole place. The 3-lane road is almost small already. Because when the work has not even been, it's not finished. The construction is still ongoing, but the road is already small for the activities that's taking place in that neighborhood now. The second one is the container trucks going to the seaport. The seaport is a deep seaport. What does that mean? It means that vessels that cannot berth in the Papa Port or Tinkan Island can berth there. The third thing that's taking place in that axis that is causing so much traffic now is the construction of the Lekki Coastal Road, Lekki Calabar Coastal Road, or Lagos Calabar Coastal Road. Right? That project is huge. It's a 6-lane aside. That's 12-lane road. 12-lane. And the construction, they're doing it in, I think, 3 phases. One in the Ibejulaki, one from Victoria Island, and then one from the Calabar axis. As a customer relation officer, you have the opportunity to get on board with the marketers to make sales for yourself. EUC does not forbid that. Everybody that works here is entitled to a commission. But in this particular case, it's even a special case. We are not even doing staff commission arrangements. But with those of us that are coming in new, we're not doing staff commission arrangement. You're going to get your commission as if you are an independent marketer. And it's 25%. That's a quarter of what is coming in. So for instance, if you make sales of say 10 million naira, you sell a plot of land for 10 million naira. You're going to take 2.5 million naira out of that. I think that is more than any salary that anybody wants to collect, unless you're working in the other company. So your salary is still running, just assuming you have not made any sales maybe in the last 2, 3, 4 months. Your salary is running. But you're also looking at an opportunity to make sales from that angle as well. And so when you look at the second page of this pamphlet, you'll see where that is clearly stated. So what is the benefit of joining EUC Homes Ltd? Competitive commission structure. Attractive pricing for successful property sales. Transparent and timely commission payment. For those categories of people who make sales while working or while at it, commission is not delayed at all. It's as good as soon as the money is entering the account, it's also going out to those that it's supposed to go out to. Almost immediately. No faults, no errors, no complications. Sales coming from you, and you're going to get what is due instantly. Potential for recurring income. Yes, you have made a sales from someone, you brought someone who bought a piece of land. and he said, I have my friend who wants to buy as well. If that friend buys, the commission comes to you as well, because you got that customer who has not introduced their friend. Unless if you expose that customer to the fact that you can be part of this arrangement, and then you have covered yourself. That consultant will get, that customer will get the 25%. But it's not all bad. Why? Because we have 2 generations of payments. So you that have you brought a client who has bought a piece of land, and you have earned from it. That client now brings another person. But because he's now aware of this arrangement, and I said, no, I want to be part of this as well. I want to be making sales and collecting my own commission. Now decides to collect the commission that is supposed to come to you if he's not aware. You will get 3% commission as first generation. Now, if that person, that's your customer that has bought land already, and decides that I want to be a consultant, and he brings another friend to buy. He now collects the commission, that his friend buys, and decides that I want to bring another person as well. And he's also aware of the arrangement. You have still not lost. That person will get the 25%, that your person will get the 3%, and you will get 2% of whatever is sold. So, you see, when these 3 people at any point in time make any sales or are bringing in any money, you are getting your own. Whether you are still working in EUC or not, okay, that must be made clear. Whether you are still working in EUC or not, your commission, as stated, is going to be recurring. So you are not tied to, oh, I'm not working for you, I'm not working in EUC if I can get more. Once you get involved with this, it's more or less a lifetime thing. We've had consultants here who have been with us for 7 years. Some have been with us for as long as the company exists. We're almost 10 years in Lagos now. Some of them have been with us since that time. And whatever sales is made, whether it's with them or they're downline, we're going to get something from it. Then, beyond that, we have amazing incentives for those who, decide that they want to make a living from this arrangement. Incentives like at the end of every year, in December essentially, we do a list of those who have made sales during the year. And because you have made sales during the year, you qualify for certain incentives. First, not necessarily as the highest selling consultant, which is part of it. As the highest selling consultant, you have something that you're going to get. Then, for making sales up to a particular amount, there is something you're also going to get from there. Then, for making sales at all, you sold one plot throughout the whole year, you are also entitled to something. At least you get the value price. At least. Say, okay, you didn't do too well at all during the year, but you should be able to sell just one plot. You need to stay connected with EUC Homes, all our social media handles and all of that are there. You go on YouTube and everything, you'll see all the videos and all other things that we've done. And you'll be able to even go for inspection for some of the estates. We're setting up a virtual inspection platform very soon, where you don't need to necessarily tell somebody to let's go for inspection time. On Google, you can go and show the person, oh, this is where the land is. You'll be seeing it real time. I think it's a 10-minute delay or so. So the chairman is around now and is going to come and address you as well shortly. So that can now wrap up this session. Yes. So I will present this one.
Hello.
So let's
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you all doing?
Fine, sir.
My name is Ben. Okay. I believe Mr. Bankole has been speaking a lot on what we do here. I'm sorry I'm not feeling too fine. I have a little bit of flu, so I don't want to pass it around. But what he has been saying is very critical. You see, we're always complaining about the government. True or false? True or false? I believe everybody here is educated, right? Good. Who is the government? What is government? Can you tell me that?
We are the government.
Okay. Of the people, for the people, by the people. And like Ronald Reagan said, you ask yourself, what have you done for your country? Don't always expect handouts. You have to do something for your country before your country does for you. That's the problem with we Nigerians, including myself. We must learn to be able to do something, to have an impact in whatever we do. You see, everybody must understand that financial freedom depends on you. I said what? Financial freedom depends on what? You. You might come for a salary or a paycheck or whatnot, but that's not going to determine the next day, meal the next day. Now, the government has set it at 70,000 naira minimum wage. Is that enough for anybody here?
No, sir.
Exactly, it's not enough for me. So we must do an extra to be able to achieve greatness and to be able to liberate ourselves from poverty. And it's not an insult. There is a lot of poverty lingering all over this country today. True or false? True. We cannot say, okay, I'm an accountant, I'm a nurse, I'm this and that. Okay, I studied economics, I studied finance. I never call myself an economist. Okay? Because you limit yourself. Real estate is a way of life. I'm telling you, it is something that you must include in whatever you're doing in life. Everybody here, don't you live in a home? Before that home existed, there was land, right? Exactly. So what we do here, we first of all train the people that are coming in. We get the information. We do it the other way around. Organically. From that way, we choose those that will work with us in-house. And when you go out there, you're able to recruit more people. You will be amazed at how much money you will make. All of you here sitting today, I'm not bragging. I recruited all of you. You're surprised, right? And you're here. You can do the same thing that I did. And you bring how many people? 50 to 100 what? People. And the more the merrier. We have done it before. And we can always do it again. Let us not be depressed based on the status of the country. I repeat myself, let us not be what? Depressed based on the status of the country. Because if we try harder, we will be part of those small percentage that are successful. I believe Mr. Pankole is a very, he's eloquent. I know he must have spoken about everything. But let us remember that the most fundamental thing is the drive. You must be driven to be able to succeed. You must be responsible to be able to take care of the family. We cannot be selfish, be it man or woman. You must be able to remember that I must be able to impact in anything that I do in life. I want to thank you all for coming here today. Like I said, we're going to do a selection process based on the resumes that were sent in, on those that we're going to pick out. Mr. Bankole, right?
That's right.
Good. And even if you're not selected, bear in mind that you can still be selected tomorrow. Don't lose hope. There's hope coming. I'm telling you. I've been in a situation where I did not have a dime. A dime. And the next thing, a lot of money came in. I know it's very, very hard now in Nigeria, but it's going to get better. These are by statistics. It will surely get better. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
God bless you all. Thank you very much.